My girlfriend pushed for an open relationship and dated tons of people while I stayed loyal and patient, but the moment I found someone who actually wanted to be monogamous with me, she got possessive, and now I'm realizing I was never meant to be anyone's backup plan. Posted by you/perfectpatient121. Hello, long-time lurker, first-time poster. I need your help figuring out the ethical way to end a long-term E&M relationship. For some background, my girlfriend, 28F, and I, 28M, have been together for about 6 years. We talked about opening during lockdown, but only started acting on it when it was safe again. The first 2 years were basically one-sided, with me not having any success while she kept meeting new people. I had a lot of emotional work to do, but eventually I worked on myself and managed a few flings of my own. Dating became her main social outlet, and she pushed for poly, which created a lot of resentment on my side. To her credit, I kept it to myself, so that's on me. A year ago, I met an amazing woman, 25F, through a shared hobby and had an immediate connection. She was just out of a serious relationship, so being a secondary, hate that term, worked for her until she was ready to start looking for a new mono relationship. What I did not expect was the jealousy from my girlfriend at that new connection. I feel like I've put up with a lot from her constant dating, and the first time I have something more serious, she melts down. About a month ago, my new partner admitted that she'd be interested in going mono with me, which I did not give a solid answer to or disclose to my girlfriend. Friday evening, my girlfriend left for a week away with one of her main partners, 33M. It was planned and happened before, but seeing her leave really broke the emotional dam for me. I don't think I'm made for poly or E&M. I've started moving my things to my parents' home over the weekend, and agreed to be mono with my new partner. I am spiraling a bit. Both my parents and my new partner think I should tell my girlfriend and not have to find out when she comes back. I think it's better not to ruin her vacation and to have a clean break afterward. My reasoning is that she won't be alone, she has all her partners to help her out. Also, I'll pay my share of the rent while she looks for a new apartment if she'd rather not keep our current place. What would you rather have me do if you were in my girlfriend's shoes? I'm sorry if the post is a bit all over the place. Relevant comments. Commenter 1, my ex-spouse told my meta before me that they didn't love me anymore. Honestly, it felt worse than the breakup. Please tell her soon, you've already told everyone else close to you, your soon-to-be ex should not have been the last to know. Ops response, I only told my parents, because I'll be crashing with them, and my new partner, none of our mutuals know. Commenter 2, not sure if it's right or wrong but like you, I'd probably wait until she's back from her vacation. Either way you're going to give her the bad news. Might as well let her enjoy her vacation or at very least prevent her from using that as a justification for further blame. How often do they call or update each other? Commenter 3, I mean, beyond the fact that some vacations may include unreliable cell signal or jam-packed days or time zone differences that may make communication difficult to plan for, every relationship is different. I don't talk to one of my partners unless we are together in person or if there are logistics needing sorted. We have our weekly date night, and hang out from time to time outside of that night, but we don't text or call just to talk. If I go on vacation, he doesn't expect me to check in with him. We've been together more than a decade and this works for us. Op has not been voicing his needs to his soon-to-be ex. She should not be expected to read his mind. If he was acting like he was fine, seemed like he was totally accepting of Polly and her other relationships, how the heck is she supposed to coddle his emotions? I expect my partners to loop me into their emotional needs. I'm autistic. I refuse to let people guilt me for taking them at their word and not reading their mind. If you need something in a relationship, it is your job to make that need known to your partner. Op's response, yeah, we're both pretty independent people. She sent a text to let me know that they arrived safely and I'm not expecting us to get in touch much more than a good morning love you text here and there. I agree with your second point. I think I was too defensive in my post and now people are saying she's abusive or narcissist, which couldn't be further from the truth. It's just tricky to voice your insecurities about imbalance as the man in a hetero-open relationship without feeling like you're coming off as whiny. Especially since I wasn't really jealous about her having intimate relations at all but rather the mismatch in opportunities which she can't do much about. And these feelings basically disappeared when I managed my own flings. Until we moved to poly of course, but I should have really ended things at that point. Edit, thanks for the feedback. I'll be home to have the talk with her when she comes back, no point ruining her vacation. I'm also slowing down on the moving stuff out part, I was being dramatic and we can sort how we split some things out. Update, 2 weeks later. I received a few requests for an update, so here's a follow-up to my post. As I said, I slowed down moving my things out to my parents, and waited for her to get home to avoid ruining her vacation. She came back Thursday night the week of the previous post, and I went to meet her at the train station. She had her partner still with her but I managed to get her home. We had the talk, this was my biggest breakup to date so it got a bit emotional on both ends. She basically offered to slow down with her other partners, then monogamy. I declined and went to sleep at my parents'. There's not much else to say, it wasn't super dramatic in the end. We've spent the past 10 days figuring out the logistics. But as someone who lurked on this sub for a long time, this was my first time confronting the advice given here to a real-life situation. If you're thinking of posting here too, keep in mind that there's a lot of noise, people projecting, People who have it out against ENM and also ENM people that are a bit disconnected from the broader mono world. Not to say that there wasn't any useful comments, especially the people who talked about being ghosted by their live-in partner. I had never planned to not have a talk in person, but these comments really helped empathize with her perspective the most, I think. Anyways, thank you. Final comments. Commenter 1, she basically offered to slow down with her other partners, then monogamy. I declined and went to sleep at my parents'. She was offering that to appease you, not necessarily because she actually wanted to. Good move on letting it go. After reading your initial post, the thing that I saw that was concerning was her jealousy when you finally started to see someone even though she had been seeing several people. I don't think this is how it all works and that wouldn't have meshed well. You would not have been comfortable. I hope your new relationship is a great one. Commenter 2, I don't think this is fair at all. Op didn't want polyamory, but made little efforts to directly communicate. He's avoidant, refused to communicate and built resentment. He should have sat his partner down way earlier than this point and been clear that polyamory was the boundary. To me, her saying she's willing to be mono just shows the stupidity of avoidant communication. She clearly is in some way willing to renegotiate the terms of the relationship. Op just didn't try? I don't get it. He built up resentment until he basically couldn't stand her. Grow up. Also, yes, you dating someone hits you very differently than your partner dating someone. He had time to work through his big emotions surrounding new partners. This was her first instance. She too needs practice, building coping skills, etc. This is a brand new position for her to be in. Of course there will be insecurities. Op gave her no time to work those out. Op's response, I agree that I'm not the best at communicating, but always being the one that has to ask for things to slow down is not fun either. It makes you come off as whiny. And it was the same during that conversation. She didn't say she wanted monogamy, she offered to go monogamous if I wanted. Like I'm always the one that has to ruin the fun in the end. Also, she's not abusive or narcissist like some people were claiming in my first post, but she had 1 year since I met my new partner to learn how to deal with jealousy. She was okay-ish when I was just hooking up with random people, but I truly don't think she can handle her primary seriously dating someone else. In the end though, I think you're right, I should have pumped the brakes on poly a long time ago and just dealt with being the boring, insecure one. Commenter 3, Op, when you were talking before you finally left, did you mention her apparent jealousy about your mention of your newfound relationship? If so, did she say anything about it? Op's response, I didn't tell her we were going mono, we're keeping that to ourselves until I'm fully moved out. No point creating more drama over something that is just none of her business.